you saw the title correctly. Smash 6 will most definitely be $100 on launch. This is not rage bait. This is not gaslighting. This is not me capping. I 100% believe this. Oh no, but software, we've only seen games be $80. Why would this be $100? Okay, little Yoshi, let me tell you why. For those of you that don't know, GTA 6 is right around the corner. And for months and months, rumor has it that it's going to release at $100. By itself, with this information, you could have the leanings where it's like, oh, well, this will only be a one-time thing. It won't really happen across the entire, video game industry. With the months that we've had, especially with Nintendo, I don't really think so. Remember, in the Switch days, there were actually games coming out that were $70, but this was only because PlayStation and Xbox first tried to make their games $70. And now it's happening again, because now the increase is to $80 with Mario Kart, and we now have information telling us that PlayStation and Xbox games not only will increase their maximum to $80 games, but also their consoles will increase by another potentially $50 to $100. Basically, if you didn't understand, if one person does it in the industry, then everyone follows suit. This makes it especially worse if a series has gone on for almost like a decade and a half without an entry. Which is exactly what GTA 6 is. Software, do you really believe that they'll release it in $100? That seems a little far-fetched. I don't know, man. It was only like, a few years ago that things were 70. Now Nintendo is being greedy with 80. I don't know. I think I wouldn't be surprised. If I had to put it in percentages, I'd say it's like, 78? Maybe like 82%. I truly do not believe, especially with the fan base that GTA has, I truly do not believe that they won't get away with $100. If that's the case, there is to me 0% chance, any reason why games such as Super Smash Bros. Will not also release for $100. But screw it, you know what? Let's be hopeful. Let's be charitable. Let's say even for the masses that GTA 6 is, $80. Let's say they are not the ones that actually break the $100 gaming curse, right? It doesn't matter because variable pricing still exists. Now, some of you might say, software, variable pricing is fine. If it's a big game, you get the big prices. If you get a smaller game, you get the little prices. What's the issue about that? Now, see, I'd agree with you if it was correct. See, variable pricing has always been a thing. They're just saying it differently now. I understand that you might look at something like, Bravely Default, and you're like, see, look, D'Angelo, that's $40, so clearly we have variable pricing. No, that is not what variable pricing is in Nintendo's eyes. We have always had games that are lesser than $60 compared to other games. We've always had that, whether it's Xbox, whether it's PlayStation, whether it's Nintendo. We've always had this. Variable pricing, especially in the Switch 2 era, does not mean that. The only thing that variable pricing actually means is there is no cap. What does that mean? There's no limit, okay? There is no limit. The highest bar has clearly not been set yet. How do I know this? Again, Nintendo were the first ones to do $80. They were the one to set the precedent. If variable pricing was actually what it means is, big things require big prices and smaller things require smaller prices, then most of the games wouldn't be $80. We actually wouldn't be getting the $80 mark. We would just be getting $70 for both Bonanza and Mario, Mario Kart. Okay, software, so maybe there's no limit, maybe they might do it for other games. Why would they do it for Smash Bros? That doesn't make any sense. It actually makes perfect sense. See, if you do $100 for a new series, there's nothing to really captivate anyone, and they're only going to see the negatives. There's no nostalgia. There's no, there's no Nintendo magic in order to satiate people. Smash Bros, though, is the perfect test. People are already dogmatic about Smash Bros in different regards, whether it's like, people complaining about people like disliking the Fire Emblem cast. Maybe it's the fact that there are too many, Pokemon reps. Or maybe certain characters don't deserve to be in the cast compared to like other characters. Imagine having that much nostalgia. Imagine having that many fanboys. Imagine having that many people basically in the palm of your hand at once. What do you think is gonna happen? I'll give you a big hint. It's Mario Kart. You're gonna have people that no matter the criticism, no matter how much the content actually has in game, no matter how much it's actually a blow to the consumer base, it does not matter. Fanboy after fanboy after justification after justification. They see a series that they like, it doesn't matter if they're getting screwed over because they like the series too much. If you shit on my happiness, then fuck you, I guess you're a brokey, I guess no one cares, blah-de 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 blah. Smash Bros is quite literally the perfect title to make $100 because even if the game of Smash 6 is not better than most of the games, hell, it can probably be the worst Smash game of it all. It does not matter, but because it is Smash Bros, people will just pay for it anyway. I mean, people already did that for Smash Ultimate. There were so many critiques about Smash Ultimate, and you just saw online how people thought that people were just desecrating Sakurai's work and shit like that because they simply didn't like things that happened in Ultimate. If that's gonna happen in Ultimate, you know for a fact it's gonna happen in the new Smash game. It's literally the perfect series because so many people that love Smash Bros too much or are fanboys of the series literally have every single reason to just cover their ears and just pay for the money anyway. Also remember, Nintendo is in their greediest era that they've ever been. Literally every single item that they ever have is being increased. So they literally made everything $80, not everything $80, but the big games $80. If they set that precedent before, why wouldn't they do it again? And also, why wouldn't they just do it for games that they know that they can get away with just like GTA, such as Smash 6? To me, that's your best scenario. Even if GTA 6 wasn't coming out at 100, you know for a fact that they'll start with Smash Bros being 100. I don't even think it's going to be 90. I think they can full-blown have so much nostalgia-filled fanboyism and have them just have them eat at other people of the audience that it doesn't matter. That $100 games would be a precedent. And to me, this first part of the video is just to, not really justify it, but just to tell you what is going to happen in the future. Because to me, this is gonna happen, and a lot of people are gonna be surprised when they really should not be. Remember, this is only part 1 of the discussion. The only thing that I have done in this video so far is to just tell you the reasonings of why. I haven't even told you if it's worth it or not. Before I get to my own comment section and what they think about it, here's my personal opinion about the matter. I kind of have the same opinion as Alex does on his YouTube channel. In my humble opinion, if you're above $50, you do not exist as a game to me. I am the same person that has only made some type of purchase like that on a game once. Yes, I was that person that bought the gold edition to Shadow of War before it launched. Yes, I wear that sin with no pride. You should boo me. I understand. I'm with you on that. The monetization was bad, and I'll talk about it in another video, but I'm gonna be honest, nobody is talking about how that game is just ass anyway. So, I'm gonna be... My hands are up, officer. I did wrong. I will never do something like that ever again. So I, above anyone else, will tell you, heed the advice. If the game is above $50, don't even consider it. But why don't you think this, software? Why don't you think that game should be even $60, $70, or even $80? Why? Don't they deserve your money for the time that they've put in? No! No, actually. Absolutely not. And here's a few reasons why. First of all, it has been less and less money in order to actually make video games over the past decade, maybe even 2 decades. Games are not like second computers that you have to run. So, you know, some old prices of like $80 to like $120 games back in the point. Well, those were actual computers that they had to design layer by layer in order to play the game. And here, that is not the case anymore. 2, there's more people than ever playing games now. Imagine you were a bakery, right? You were in like a small town, and you didn't get that many people that were actually trying to sell your goods, but you know, you got decent money. Well, maybe it becomes a tourist spot after like 3 to 4 years. So now the population of people that are going to you is way more, and you didn't even have to increase production. By having a more population of people, you'll increase your profit because there's more people that want to go to you. So even if discs were not like easier to make, more and more games are getting sold by more and more people throughout the decades. So let me ask you something. If it's easier in order to actually produce a game, if there's more and more people that are actually going to buy your games today compared to 10 years ago, why are you increasing the prices? At that point, inflation doesn't matter because you are always getting a benefit throughout the years and years. You will always get a benefit either way. You know, unlike us, the consumers, where it's, you know, the past 50 goddamn years, we still haven't gotten a wage increase. So, I don't know, how about you suck cock? Inflation to me is not an argument because it's gotten easier and easier in order to get away with trying to get more profit into things. So I don't care. Also, they try to blame us for things that they do themselves. They're talking about, oh, these games, they cost millions upon billions of dollars in order to actually make. It's like, I didn't tell you to do that. Did I tell you to make a bloated budget? Did I tell you to do that? I'm just saying, not every single company can make GTA, okay? You can't just throw money at something and expect profit. I'm sorry. If this was an actual job like what I was doing and I wasted money like that, I'd be fucking fired. But no, not only do you keep your jobs, unlike, you know, workers like me and workers like pretty much everyone else, not only do you get to keep your job, but more and more people on the top have to be like, listen, if this doesn't break records like the last one, your guys are fucked. It's like, what is wrong with you? It's not my fault that you guys are weird in order to try to plus in this day and age. Like, what's better for everyone? Paying like only $5 million for a game and end up getting $100 million in sales, or like $100 million put in, but you only get $200 million in sales? To me, just take the $5 million. I don't know why you guys can't just budget your things meticulously. I also don't know why most of your people don't get fired. Again, if I was a worker or I was a manager in my own job and I made blow after blow decisions such as this, I would be hung. Don't get me wrong, I hate it when people in business suits are, you know, doing poor decision making. But our compatriots, like, you shouldn't be off the hook as well. For everyone that says like, oh, this game gives me 200 hours of content, so if you look at it like, you know, you only get like $1 for an hour. Shut up. This is a fucking video game, not a payment plan. If a game is lasting you that long, it's designed to be that way. I probably, and I haven't checked, but I probably have about 400 to maybe even 500 hours of Fallout 4. Now, am I gonna be the one to tell you that because I spent so much time in the game that New Vegas, Fallout 1 and 2 are worse games because of it? No! I would rather play those games for another 20 hours rather than actually want to deal with that game for another 200. The same goes for Mario Kart. It doesn't matter if you play that game for a long while. It doesn't mean that it's always action-packed. It doesn't mean that it's like the best mechanics. It doesn't mean it's the best game available. It just gives you a plateau of enjoyment for a long time. It's designed to do that. I'm just saying, if you can say that, if you can play something for 200 hours, that makes it, worth the money, you can go to any DBD player or any League of Legends player, and they'd probably spit in your face. Again, games are not payment plans. If a game lasts for more than you think, they're designed that way. Again, it's a plateau of amusement that can get you by. It doesn't mean that it's the best game ever made. So I disagree. If you say to me, I'm doing 200 hours in the game, so that's what makes it worth it, you're capping, you suck, no one likes you, mother doesn't love you, goodbye. Basically, at the end of this section, there is almost no reason why any game that is above $50 will ever be worth it, ever. But you know what? Let's one-up ourselves. Let's say we needed Smash 6 in order to be the most worth it game of $100. What would someone have to do, or what would someone have to put in the game in order to make this shit worth $100? Well, let's go to my audience. Toxic Majin, a personal friend, I've known him for a lot of years. Rollback netcode, double the roster, customizable moves like Smash 4, and every single stage and more final smashes. Okay, listen. Okay, I know you guys saw double the roster, and you're like, there's no way. I believe so too. I just wanted to get this out of the way. Because, oh my god, Majin, what the fuck? Griffin says, pay me $40 to buy it. Fucking stupid. My comments are stupid. They're funny, but they're stupid. BeastMD says, Smash Ultimate roster, plus newcomers, Shadow, Subspace Emissary 2, side modes inspired by Slap City, and the custom stages, roguelike mode, and survival mode. 100 characters, a story mode with cutscenes and character interactions, good online, lots of collectibles and customizations, extra modes, and love. Lots and lots of love. Better online, smoother gameplay, single player, side mode, smash run. Good netcode, forum section to stages, 60 characters at least, character interactions, melee adventure mode, smash run, again, a tag-in squad strike with online, super meter for EX, aggressive gameplay, build your own break the targets, board the platform, race to the finish stations, boss battles, frame makers assist, custom moves. Look at this, Subspace Emissary again, trophies, rollback, Melee's adventure mode, character-specific break the targets, events, boss run, custom moves like Smash 4 but better executed, redoing old characters. Sans Undertale as a character, Waluigi. Look at this again, good rollback netcode, system mechanics, new ones, strong single player. That was most of the comments, by the way, but let's break it down. Basically, in order for most of these people to see an $100 price tag of Smash 6 to actually be worth its intended price, basically, you need rollback netcode, Subspace Emissary, new system mechanics, the character roster must at least be 60, there has to be at least a few very good newcomers, modes like Break the Targets, boss rushes, trophies, and a lot of different other side content. Why did I bring this up? Okay, answer me this. Do you think that Smash 6 will have all of these things? Every single one of them. If you don't even think that Smash 6 is gonna have rollback netcode, I don't know how $100 for Smash Bros will ever be worth it. This is just to give every single person a wake-up call. If you're telling me that you need all of this in order for that $100 price tag, then I expect a lot of you to not really buy Smash 6. Because, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see how they're gonna get all of this content in the game at all. And I think, personally, if you feel that way, you should just not buy the game at all. Because honestly, I mean, this is Nintendo's greediest era of them all. Do you really think that they're not gonna do it? They give you no reason that they aren't. Look at the countless things that they're gonna do about the Switch 2. And even like the things around it, such as like you know, more money for like Joy-Cons and shit like that. Again, wake up call. Smash 6 will be $100. What are you gonna do about it? Are you just gonna pretend that it's okay? Are you just gonna, you know, let the company reign? It's very weird how we talk shit about company all the time, but we'll still give them their money, you know? We have power. A lot of people just don't agree that we do. And I think it would be even worse if you not only gave them that $100, but imagine they asked you for DLC. Not for characters. Imagine they asked you for DLC money for these things. Imagine you paid $100 for this game, and then $30 later, they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna give you trophies now. Or, okay, we're gonna give you single player, but maybe we won't give you all the single player right now. We'll give it later. Again, Nintendo's grimiest era. I'd be laughing if I was actually correct about that, but I would be so fucking sad. It's sad, but it's also reality. So I implore every single person, if Smash Bros. Actually comes out to be $100, don't even fucking look at it. Actually, I'm gonna do you one better. If it comes out to $70, don't even treat it like it exists. If it doesn't have the laundry list of things that every single gamer that loves Smash Bros. Wants, fuck it. It doesn't exist to me. But you know, maybe I'm wrong. And you know what to do if you think I'm wrong. But you know, that's everything. To everyone new here, hello, I'm Software Neos. I'm a platform fighter enjoyer. I really love talking about them. But you know, I have the J slur, you know, a job, so I can't I don't have all the time in the world in order to talk about them, but you know, I try my best. If you want more, a like, a comment, a sub would be very appreciated. But even if you don't do that, just seeing the video is enough for me. I usually don't talk about drama things like this, but I did think it was very important. So I don't know if there's more topics like these that I can ever really talk about, but we'll see. The next few videos will be on Flash Party and why I think it's very underrated, and then maybe later on I'll talk about domain format in Yu-Gi-Oh! I understand it's like, why is a Platform Fighter channel talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! But I talk about a lot of things, but Platform Fighters is like the main thing. But other than that, thank you for just taking some time out of your day in order to see this. It's very appreciated. Have a good day.